Good morning. Welcome to another little chit chat from me. Today I'm going to talk about a really practical side of, what I talk about here in regards to, mindset, well-being, self-mastery, and I also talk about resilience as well. And the thing is, on a practical level, it is really simple. Changing your mindset, building your self-mastery is a daily practice. And I'm not talking about having to spend hours on end on a daily basis, because many of us don't have that time, right? The demands of life, for most people, when you're living in at least the Western world, where there's always something or someone that needs us, our time is unfortunately, and I emphasize on the unfortunately, has lots of demands on it. But in order to build the mindset, in order to build self-mastery, you just need to take one step at a time. You just need to take and dedicate, a few minutes out of your day, whether it be at the start of the day, the end of the day, during the day, and build from there. It's a daily practice. It's not about, as I said, this hours on end of, learning stuff and reading and all of that stuff. If you can get to that point, because you can, arrange your life in such a way that allows you, then great. But none of us are, Buddhist monks where we've got hours on end to sit and meditate and reflect on life and so on. The monks have, a really simple life. In order for them to do that, they remove all the distractions out of their lives so that they can do that. But we're not in the position to do that. But with that said, most of us can find, I normally say 5 minutes a day, right? Because that's where you start from. But the reality is that if we're that busy that we can't find those 5 minutes, then some crazy stuff is going on there. But alongside that, you need to build from those 5 minutes. So where are you going to find 10 minutes? Where are you going to find 15 minutes to work on your self-mastery? And the reason why I challenge all of us on this is because when we're distracting ourselves, when we're numbing ourselves from the busyness of life and whatever, we tend to do that with, whatever your thing is. Food, drink, social media, watching cat videos, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that as a criticism. What I'm saying is, and I'm going to do another video on this in the not too distant future, is we find the time to do those things. We find the time to binge watch, a series on Netflix. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have downtime, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't do those things. But what if you took a quarter of that time, which I'm going to talk about in another video? What if you took a third of that time? What if you took a half of that time, right? Instead of those 2 hours, you spend half an hour doing some self-mastery, working on yourself. Watch a video, listen to a podcast, read something. It doesn't take much. There's so much. It's so easy to do that these days as well, right? The tools are right in your hand that you're probably watching this video, right there. I'm going to be creating some courses and things about this in the future to help those that are struggling with it. But yeah, I just wanted to say, it's a really straightforward step. 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, half an hour a day. Whether you want to split that half an hour, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the later on in the day, whether you want to get up 15 minutes earlier and do it, or before you go to bed, set an intent that 15 minutes you'll read something, you'll watch something. It could be an hour video, 2-hour video, but you watch 15 minutes of it, right? Set yourself. And the thing is that when you look at the research across the board, especially when going to bed, or in particular rather when going to bed, when you go to bed on the basis of having learned something and building your self-mastery, it seeps into your subconscious, and that starts to then have an impact even when you're sleeping, so that when you wake up, that thing is there, has been processing. So I could go into this a lot more. I could talk so much about this stuff, but I'm going to leave it there. But the lesson here and the challenge here is, and again, as always, this is a reminder to me. I'm teaching myself as much as sharing this with everybody else. What are we doing on a daily basis to build our self-mastery? How are we finding ways to do that? And let's not overcomplicate it, because it really is simple. Bless up and one love. Peace.